All right, y'all. Welcome to QnCOLB, the second episode of the full podcast era of QnCOLB. We got a lot to get into today. Browns play calling, or was it the defense? We gonna talk about that Brock Purdy now. Hey,
we're gonna talk about
it's time. Also, which one of your favorite teams are dead? It's about that time of the year where some seasons have ended. We're gonna talk about that. Is Will Levis actually good? CJ versus Bryce, not really living up to expectation. And then we're going to preview some week 2 games and also our best guess on the elusive Deshaun Watson timeline. Let's get into it. Hit that intro. All right, man. It's been a controversy in Cleveland Browns world everywhere you go. And I understand the frustration on the 3rd and 3 play call. I'm not advocating that they run it back and do the exact same shit. What I am saying is, hey man, we played losing football the last 6 minutes on both sides of the ball of this team. Like, you drop a pick 6, you do nothing with the punt that you get after that. You barely get a first down, and then you throw an interception, and then the defense lets Geno Smith go 60 yards, smooth as butter. He wasn't disrupted. Like, TSA would have did a better job keeping the damn Seahawks out the end zone than the Browns defense. Kevin Stefanski didn't want to run the ball after all that was successful in that last drive was running the ball. And here's why this is a bad look for Kevin, right?
Okay.
You ran the ball like 8 times on that drive and got like 4 yards every time. Now, granted, it wasn't on 3rd down. It was on 1st and 2nd down, and it was in a 2-minute situation. So maybe they're playing off, right? It's not the same thing as running it on 3rd and 3 when they know you need 3 yards. But you were moving the ball, like with Jerome Ford, with Pierre Strong, and Kareem Hunt is your short yardage guy. So I can see where you can go, just run the ball on 3rd and 3, especially when PJ Walker. Look, for every PJ Walker play that you get one in the negative, right? Some of those screenplays, PJ was getting off by the skin of his cheeks. And that is something you're only going to get with PJ Walker, because he going to let it fly at the last minute when nobody else would let it fly. And he be making a play. David Njoku, that touchdown, let it fly. There was the other screen to David Njoku where he just teleported through his blocks and then got it last minute. Hey, shout out to you, PJ. Those are some special screen throws. Then you get stuff like, he don't check backside. When he get a one-on-one look on the outside to Amari Cooper, he just throws the fade ball, doesn't see Elijah Moore sitting there for an easy touchdown. Then you get this stuff where he's just going to lock in, and we knew what it was. The Seahawks knew what it was. We even joked about this. PJ Walker's reads go Coop 2-3, right? Like, it don't matter what the play call is. I'm checking Coop. I'm going to 2 and I'm going to 3. Ironically enough, it's the reverse Baker Mayfield problem. Where for Baker Mayfield, we were like, why don't you ever just look where Odell is at? Right? That was we used to beg Baker to find Odell. Now it's like, dog, will you look at somebody else? Like, just we keep asking for these corrections. It's like we play quarterback with a monkey's paw. And we keep getting solutions to our problems that are actually horrifying in reality when you actually think about it. So that happens. I leave that game going, well, we blew that one in the last few minutes. Sucks. Defense didn't play up to what you wanted to. You would want your defense to get a stop there. Offense, I'm be honest, my expectations are really low for this offense. I'm just happy they got 20 points to stay in the game. I have no expectations. We down to Pierre Strong, brother. Like, Pierre Strong and PJ Walker. Did you think that you would be talking about these dudes in August? I have no expectation for them. Like, So I get online, I see people tweet crazy like, oh, the offense, and they're like, dog, man, offense gonna give you what they can give you. They running short. They don't have enough people at the fucking restaurant right now to make meals. It is bad. I like the defense gotta hold it down. But Cole thinks differently. Do you find anything structurally wrong with anything I said?
Structurally, no. Very sound arguments. I get where you come from. Let's just be honest about something. When we have these discussions about Kevin Stefanski, we're about to get into it in a second. But I want to preface what I'm going to say by saying this. This man has orchestrated 3 straight games with PJ Walker and whoever the hell else we got at running back. For 3 straight games, he has manufactured enough offense to win every single game with PJ Walker and a stable of backs that are unproven or, in Kareem's case, pretty washed. You know
3
what I'm
games,
saying?
2 on the road, all 3 against very solid teams.
Two
the Colts put up
teams.
20 in every game.
Yeah, like two for sure playoff teams in the NFC in the same division. The Seahawks and 49ers.
Both times you played those 2 teams, they were in first place in the division.
Exactly. So we need to put everything in its proper perspective before we even have the conversation. This is my thing about Kevin. That was probably, not even probably, I think that's probably, no, definitely the best offensively called game he's had all season.
Late first quarter on. Like after he got that first 2 drives out the way, it was crazy. Well, honestly, that first drive where PJ threw that interception, it got to the 40.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't on him. That was on PJ.
Yeah, and it was there. PJ
cooking.
just floated it.
Yeah, he was cooking. Like he had the screen game. We might have the best screen game in the NFL. I'm not gonna lie. Kevin, he dressed it up every different kind of way. Throwing it to Njoku, Pierre Strong. It don't matter. He figured it out.
David Njoku look like Derrick Henry when he get the ball in those screens, dog. Like it don't make no sense.
He making it look crazy out there.
Kevin, dog, run him on wide zone. See what happens.
Hey, don't say that. Kevin might see that. Try it. Don't.
I don't think it would be that terrible of an idea. Hell, it's better to give it Elijah Moore another end around, right? Like,
yeah, that's the one thing. Kev,
they stopped doing it though. You notice. Marquise on them end arounds now, and you know what? Marquise he got turned out wide, but that wasn't his fault. I think Harrison Bryant did a bad job sealing, which cut off his lane, so he had to bounce out. So then there was a Jerome Ford 3rd and 3 run. The one time they ran it on 3rd and 3, Jerome Ford lost 5 yards. Okay. I remember that one.
Okay, yeah. You read it.
3 ain't 100% on that running the ball thing. That's all I'm saying.
Let's get back into this real quick. Definitely the best game he's called all season. I leave the game feeling much better about him just in general as an offensive play caller and just a head coach than anything. Like, at the end of the day, it's PJ Walker, dog. Dude was in the XFL last year?
No, he was XFL 2020. He was starting he got the job of Baker Mayfield last year.
Okay, yeah, he got the job of Baker last year.
Yeah, practice squad Sam Darnold.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, workman. But you know what I mean?
Practice squad quarterback. He's making it happen with him.
By circumstance.
That 3rd and 3 play.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad play call at all. But I do think it was a bad decision. This is why.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Let me get it. This is why it's a bad decision.
I think you're about to say what I'm thinking.
Yeah, PJ Walker has proven in the 3 games that he's played, he is not someone you can trust with the game on. And he's proven that to you. He has.
He's especially. Look, I think like game on the line situations, like it is what it is, right? Because he did make the one throw on Indy, but I would say more specifically. I mean, I'm saying here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm getting to, and more specifically, in situations where you need to trust that your quarterback is going to go check down or out of bounds, you cannot trust him. Now, the problem is, Cole, I don't think you can trust the dude who's supposed to be starting in those situations as well. But that's another conversation for when he gets back. But it's a issue with the whole quarterback room, right? Because we've seen this from DTR. We've seen this from PJ Walker. We've seen this from Deshaun Watson. Just take what's there or get rid of the fucking ball. How many times have we said this? Oh, every game. It don't matter. If it's 17, if it's 4, if it's 10, take what's there or get rid of we got a defense. Get rid of the ball. Just don't turn it over. We have 17 turnovers for a reason. It's not just because one quarterback's turned the ball over. Deshaun was turning that ball over when he was in there, came back in off injury, turned that bitch over twice. Okay?
Once. Tried to turn it over twice. One got overturned. One got overturned, to be fair.
One got overturned, but PJ had like 2 interceptions that got overturned, 2 in the Indy game. So one by penalty, the other one by rule, right? Because it hit the ground. So is what I'm saying. This is something like I think the play calling element of the criticism of Kevin is a little bit overwrought. Where it's like we can debate whether 3rd and 3 you should throw the ball for the rest of the time. It's not a bad decision either way. You run that ball there, I'm not tripping. If you run the ball and Pierre Strong fumbles, all right, man, it is what it is. So I'm not about to trip if you do it the other way if I find both solutions to be valid. Now, you can make the argument, should you run throw PJ Walker out there given his track record? Sure. But like Jerome Ford been fumbling, Kareem Hunt is old. Like, you can make the argument that if that happened there, we'd be making the same exact argument. So why are we running the ball when it's not like we got Nick Chubb. We got to live in a world without Nick Chubb and all. We got to, it is what it is. So the decision on the play calling is not where I'm extra critical about. What I am extra critical about is like at some point these 17 turnovers can't all be all players. Like this is on some level of what's being coached. Because again, if all 3 quarterbacks are not throwing the ball out of bounds in obvious throw the ball out of bounds situations, what are they being taught? Like, what's going on with the keys on the play that are telling you to hold that ball or to not get rid of it? What is going on with that?
I got to push back on this. We don't talk about this because they won the game. But remember in that San Francisco game, in the red zone, we down 16-17.
And they told PJ not to throw it. And PJ still threw it. And here's what I'm saying. So
what's going on?
Kevin might have told him not to throw it, but maybe the dude in the quarterback room's like, hey, man, if you have the out, like what's going on the iPad conversations? Like that makes me feel like people are suggesting reckless shit on the iPad. And what I mean by that is they're going to the sideline. They're getting the pictures, right? Okay, this is what's happening here. Instead of saying, hey, PJ, I understand. We only want you to do but so much. Don't worry about going back to Elijah Moore. I think you see Coop there, you throw it out of bounds, right? We just gonna make this simple for you. Instead of doing that, we telling PJ Walker, hey, if you don't see Coop here, come back here and then go back to your 3rd read and try to make a throw here. And then when you give somebody that much leeway, they're gonna throw interceptions when they're not Deshaun Watson. And even Deshaun Watson be throwing them interceptions because he not Deshaun Watson not right now. Okay, like it's just there is some disconnect going on because it is not difficult to get your quarterback to throw the ball out of bounds. I've seen PJ Walker do it. I've seen DTR do it. Have I seen Deshaun do it? I don't know. Deshaun, that's a different beast, dog. Like, try to get him to throw the ball out of bounds. That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole different beast.
That's a whole different conversation.
He's had success not doing it. So, like, look, man, nothing gives you better excuses than bad habits, right? And that's just one of them things was like, hey, man, bad habits have great excuses. But when it comes to PJ Walker, I feel like they're telling him, hey, peek over here. Hey, See,
Man,
like
I can't believe that.
this happens too when you have good offensive scheming around, not the greatest execution in the world. You don't want to give up on the good scheming. So you're like, man, if we could just go backside here, or if we could just throw it, it's there. Whenever you say that, you're going to try to get your quarterback who's not capable of doing it to do that.
Dog. He's not.
And that's the issue. Is I think why this turnover, we have not accepted when Deshaun's out there, when PJ's out there, when DTR's out there, that we just gonna have limitations in this passing game. That there are just gonna be plays you're gonna miss. There are gonna be times where you pause the film on the all-22 and Elijah Moore's there, but PJ threw the 5, but you gonna take the 5. We want every time we pause that tape, PJ ripped it right to the 2. He's PJ Walker. And at this point, Deshaun Watson ain't DW4. That is Deshaun Watson. Like normal quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Okay? That's quarterback Deshaun Watson. They ain't no big foe. They ain't no DW4. That is a regular man playing quarterback at this point. Same thing with DTR, who is a rookie. But we keep having and the reason the fans have these expectations of PJ Walker being like, people like, PJ got to make these throws. PJ got to. No, he don't. He's PJ Walker.
Man. You don't have to make none of these.
I want him to go 50%, throw 1 interception, and keep the goddamn game close. That's all I want from PJ. That's all you can expect from your quarterback. But somebody is going back there and saying, yeah, PJ, you see that right here? You got to hit that out, PJ. Nah. Eyes backside, PJ. What you trying to do? What we trying to do, man? 1 or none. 1, maybe 2. 1, all right, ain't there? Check Jerome for it, get it out. That's it. Just make it simple. And I understand that PJ going PJ sometimes, but you account for that. I said he gonna throw an interception. We know it. Okay, you've accounted for PJ going PJ. PJ going PJ is him throwing that interception to David Njoku. Okay, like tries to make a great play, not capable of it. Ball floats on you, and shit happens. That's just PJ being PJ. Okay, I'll live with that. But on situations like that, on 3rd and 3. The route you can't wait on the route to develop. It has to be something that is obviously planned. Like, okay, we are throwing this here. This ain't we going here or there. We are throwing this here. If it's not here, the fucking play is dead. But we don't have that. So we turn the ball over. I expect after this game, they should do something about that. Right? We can argue about the play calling. I feel like the process is the issue because, again, if it were just PJ Walker throwing interceptions, hey, dog, it is what it is. PJ just going to throw some interceptions. It's a backup quarterback. Literally everybody done turned this ball over 1 million times whenever they play a quarterback. Maybe there's something wrong with the process there that needs to be adjusted. Now, that doesn't mean somebody need to get fired.
No.
That doesn't mean that somebody needs to, Absolutely. These are adjustments you make during the year if you're an NFL team. But that's what I find to be frustrating about this is that we keep talking about PJ Walker with these with the context that we talk about Deshaun Watson with. Like, we'll break down this film and be like, well, PJ should hit that. I want PJ to throw that. I want PJ to do that. I'm like, dog, he's PJ. Like, you're going to get the throws you get out of him. And honestly, that's the truth with any backup quarterback.
To be honest with you, though, Q, I think that's what frustrated a lot of people with the play call. I think because it's like, hey, bro, yeah, you got 20 points with PJ. That's great. Schemed it up great. It's beautiful. I think the issue that most of the fans who are being rational, the people who aren't trying to fire Kevin, but are critical.
If you're going to throw a screen, right? Or
if you're going to throw something, or just run the ball
you can't go out there empty and think you about to beat somebody on quick slants. With PJ Walker, that is something you do with the franchise quarterback, not with PJ Walker, and that's part of.
Bro. Even if they had Jacoby Brissett,
because I've seen Jacoby. Well, here's the thing: I've seen Jacoby Brissett throw that interception last year on quick slant, literally trying to get it to Amari Cooper. You're gonna have the same problem with Jacoby Brissett. He did it against the Falcons game. The
Was that the Falcons or the Chargers?
There were like 4 of those games last year where he threw a late game interception.
that Chargers one hurt me. That was the one I was like, come on, bro.
He also threw one at the end of the Jets game. Like
that was. I'm not putting that game on him. No,
that game's not on him, but I'm saying there were multiple games where he threw the game sealing interception. Like that's the thing. Like, but that's my point. That's my point. That's my point is saying, look, whether they ran it or not, or passed it or not, that's besides the point. The issue is the process, and the process is like, yo, bro, and we did this with Nick Chubb, and we finally adjusted out of it, I think, the last few weeks, where we were just expecting Jerome Ford to go in there and run Nick Chubb plays. Mm-hmm. And now we're doing it with PJ, where it's like, hey, PJ, go and run these Deshaun plays. Now, they did do a good job having those screens in there, but you're going to run them screens with Deshaun, right? That was part of the game plan this week because the Seahawks aren't a good screen defense team. Neither are we anymore, by the way.
Oh man! Oh, this defense. Man. Ooh, this defense.
And then we got to get to that. We got to get to that because I got 40 questions on this Q&A all about 33. I'm like, dog, did we not see the defense fold? Like, I feel like I watched that by myself. Like, dog, they had the ball at the 40. I know it's a tough spot. It's hard. It's not easy. They got dealt a bad hand. But we talked about them being as good as the 2000 Ravens, dog. You got to handle a bad hand in that situation. Like, you telling me you couldn't hold them to a field goal? A field goal. I feel like getting them off the field in 4 downs, that would have been excellent. Like, okay, we would have been barking. But that wasn't realistic. Field goal realistic. They didn't even make us think that field goal was about to happen. That was just sad. That was like, when a school like Alabama or Georgia or Ohio State is playing like a Rutgers or a Mizzou, and they down in the 4th quarter, but like they quarterback got the ball, and you like, oh, we know what time it is. They about to like butter up the field and show these dudes that they pretenders, and then they go score and the game over. It's not even intriguing at that point. That's what it felt like with this Browns defense. Like Geno Smith was like, all right, let's stop playing. And then scored on us. And honestly, they almost did it before that drive. On the almost pick 6, because if you remember, before they got a false start, they were cutting up the team like butter too in the 4th quarter. So at some point, Jim Schwartz has to get asked this question. Why do you keep getting cooked in the 4th quarter? It happened against the 49ers. It happened against the Colts in horrendous fashion, by the way. Like, just didn't tackle Michael Pittman, and that was just a horrendous game.
You about to get to my point. You about to get to my point in a second.
And then, honestly, that wasn't as concerned because I'm like, okay, bad tackling, whatever, shit happens. This was not bad tackling. This was methodically, you had no answer for a screen, a post slant, and some regular play action. That's what got me. I'm like, they're beating us with regular shit. Okay. And honestly, as much as we can complain about the quarterback situation, we can complain about the play calling on offense and the turnovers. Those are all big problems in their own right. But this defense is supposed to carry this team. And if that is a glimpse of our future versus good teams, what the Seahawks did to you, because like, okay, Colts, you can say that was fluke. Baltimore game, whatever, that happened. You know, you could throw those 2 out easily. But what the Seahawks did to you was nothing special. They didn't have no Trent Williams. Okay, they weren't having an especially great day from an individual wide receiver. You weren't busting coverages. You just kept getting beat, and you kept calling DB blitzes on a secondary that been struggling all game.
Listen. You just got to my point. You just got to my point. Listen, that secondary. Hey, look, dog. They talk a lot. They talk a lot of junk. I ain't gonna lie. Outside of Denzel and Martin Emerson gets turnovers, so I give him credit for that. He finds a way to keep.
But we got to start talking about Martin as a boot. Martin will make a play. He will get burnt. It is one of those things.
Yeah, like, one of them things. Feast or famine. He's feast or famine for sure.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's full feast or famine. I would say it's like you got a little bit of discount Trayvon Diggs going on right there, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it leans more in the positive direction. But you know how Trayvon Diggs is like 85-15, you know? This about like 65-70-30, like, you know,
like 70-30,
70-30. We over at 70-30, you know. Hey, he young, he might figure it out, but it's about 70. He takes gambles.
We gonna talk about Greg?
Greg got hurt again.
Hey, look,
like
he these last couple of weeks, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, every position group got a weak link.
You thinking Greg's a weak link?
Yeah, it started to look like Greg might be the weak link.
I don't know what's going on, but like for a whole quarter in this game, we had nobody covering Tyler Lockett. Like, and so much is like the defense, like, to their credit, they have had some spectacular individual moments the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But they have been been getting some slide. That secondary has really been getting some slide over the last couple weeks. Why Thornhill? Like, where's he at? Why every time a team run the ball up the middle, Juan Thornhill the only one there to make a tackle? Let me tell you something. It's on JOK. You know, that's on the linebackers, right? There's a reason he didn't play much last week, despite him being very good at times. There are some issues this defense needs to figure out, and I'm proclaiming it. Time of death. There's no nickname for this defense. They're still a really good defense. They will still be top 5, but they are no longer nickname worthy. I'm sorry. Nah. Geno Smith going 60 like butter on you to win the game. It's not nickname. That wasn't. I talked last week. Hey, the 2000 Ravens gave up 36 points. You know, the 85 Bears gave up 28 points.
Hey, you was trying to shoot them crazy bail, dog.
I was like, bail. It happens. Nah, Ray Lewis ain't letting that happen. I'm sorry. Geno Smith not getting nowhere. Okay. Geno Smith might get a field goal. Like, might get a field goal. No. Absolutely not. Nah.
I left that game thinking, hey, you know what? I understand why Andrew Berry trying to trade for some defensive players at the deadline. I was like, I get it.
Might need a corner. Might need a corner. Now, again, back-to-back road games. I would be cautious of taking too much away from it on anything, like, because it's back-to-back road games. Shit happens. You play like 3 close games. It seems like you legitimately ran out of steam on defense at the last quarter of the game. And maybe that's been because they've been asking too much of this defense, right? For all my people who are going to be mad at me for even thinking about criticizing. I feel like the defense is the new Nick Chubb. Like, you can't say nothing bad about them. Like,
I think it's because they've been carrying the team to this point in the season. So people are like, why are you criticizing the defense? Like, bro, they folded at the end of that game.
But at the same time, though, like, look, I expect PJ Walker to fold in those moments. Like, that's part of starting PJ Walker. It's like, hey, you might fold in these moments. The defense can't. Like, nah, you supposed to be solid. You know what I mean? Like, I know what you mean. Who would you if J. Cole snitched, it would hurt you more than if 6ix9ine did it, because you ain't got them expectations for 6ix9ine. But J. Cole, that would hurt. You're like, I thought you was real.
Did you just compare PJ Walker to 6ix9ine? Is that what just happened on the market?
No, I'm just comparing the situation, right? Like, the expectations of PJ are what they are. And I think, like, honestly, for a backup quarterback, all you want is to have a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter. And he's giving you that. Like, that's what we liked about Jacoby. He gave you a chance to win. You got to capitalize on those opportunities, but he gave you a chance to win. Same thing's happening with PJ. So I'm relatively all right with it.
Let's be honest.
But nobody expected him to. Yeah, nobody is expecting PJ Walker. Nobody reasonable should expect PJ Walker to be standing tall. Okay. But this defense, you know what it's like? It's like if you listen to a Dreamville album and the baby on it and he spits the same 16 he been spitting since 2018. It's like, all right, yeah, we got it. Okay, you doing whatever the baby does. But if J. Cole came on there spitting some ass 60 or Jid, it's like, now you know better than to hit me with the I'm the shit pun. Like, that's what it felt like. It's like, come on, defense. You gonna hit me with the I'm the shit toilet pun? Are you serious? Nah, that stuff Mac Main's supposed to drop, not you. Like, that's what it felt like to me. Because I had no expectations that the offense was going to close that game out. Like, that would have been a luxury if you could close that game out offensively. But the defense, I'm sorry, it's a tough spot, but you got to come through, bro. Like, at least get it to overtime. I understand if you can't hold them past the field goal, but let them score. And it's not like they scored from the 40 on the busted play code. They went 10-10, 20-10-10, and they scored from the 10 with 40 left. They ran 6 plays on that ass and just went straight forward. That's unacceptable. That is so unacceptable by the defense. That is crazy. And I'm sorry, I don't care anybody who's trying to run them bell. Nah, dog, I'm sorry. That's nuts. You can't do that. Man, I can't be out here talking about it's the best defense in the world. And it wasn't like Tom Brady did that shit. Geno Smith.
Geno was playing so bad up until that point. After that first quarter, Geno was bad, dog. He was so bad. They had 7 straight defensive possessions that ended in either a turnover or a punt before they just folded at the end of the game.
And you can see the fold coming. Because they folded the drive before that, but then the Seahawks folded back. Okay? Like.
Oh, man. Oh, they got to get it together.
Yeah,
I think, but honestly, they'll be fun. They'll be fine. What's the best team we play? What, 2 good teams the rest of the year? The Jags and the Ravens.
Yeah,
they'll be fine.
The Bengals. We play the Bengals at the end of the year.
Am I wrong for not being worried about that game?
I just don't know if they're gonna be playing. They might get the fucking division again. But
hey, it helps. It helps us if they're not playing.
Speaking of the Bengals, let's go on to our next topic of the day. Let's talk about your man, Brock Purdy.
Why he got to be my man?
I'm just talking about the Twitter's man. You know what I mean? He's like Joe Montana. He's like this and that. Why do 49er fans do this? Because I'm old enough to remember when Jimmy Garoppolo got traded to the San Francisco 49ers from the New England Patriots. Now, look, young fella, sit down. You know, some of my young guys, sit down. I need to tell you a story. How we think about Jimmy Garoppolo today is not how we thought about Jimmy Garoppolo in 2015. Okay? People were talking crazy about Jimmy Garoppolo in 2000. Remember when people were like, Robert Kraft forced Bill Belichick to trade Jimmy Garoppolo because he knew that was going to be the successor to his man's.
Hey, dog, that was sick. That was nasty.
Yeah. This might shock you if you were not paying attention to football in 2015 and you woke up here in 2023 and now you're seeing this. But people used to talk crazy about Jimmy Garoppolo. Then Jimmy Garoppolo got traded to the 49ers. And he won like 6 straight games. Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing it. They had because Browns fans love misery. So like the Browns didn't get to trade for Jimmy. And the whole thing was that Bill didn't want to send him to Cleveland. He didn't want to do that to Jimmy. He wanted to set him up right. All right. So they trade him to San Francisco. They bring on this beat reporter from San Francisco. And the beat reporter, they're like, hey, how's Jimmy Garoppolo going? And the first thing out this man's mouth was, well, Riz, it just reminds me a lot of Joe Montana. And people might be shocked by this. Back then, I was a Jimmy Garoppolo believer. I always got a soft spot in my heart for FCS quarterbacks, Went to Youngstown State. I know what the struggle they go through. Always be right. I was like, you know what? He might be Joe Montana. And then he got hurt the next year. Okay, came back, went to the Super Bowl. Everybody being mean to Jimmy. What you mean he threw an interception with his eyes closed? It happens, right? It happens. It happens.
It don't.
But then I learned more and got more into this. And then I realized one day that Jimmy Garoppolo's just butt. And time is truly a Ouroboros. Shout out to all my Loki fans out there. You know what I mean? It's a snake eating his own tail. It's a flat circle.
Chill, because I'm only on episode 2. Chill out.
Mm-hmm. You want to know what happened at the end of
No, don't you do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't ruin that for me.
Time is truly a flat circle. Because it is the year of our Lord 2023. And it feels like we back 8 years ago talking about Jimmy with Brock Purdy. Win most of his games early. Everybody talking like, you know what? He's the next Tom. We did this with Jimmy. Meanwhile, Jacoby Brissett played better when he was at the Patriots. Like, I feel bad for Jacoby Brissett because I know every time he look at Jimmy Garoppolo, he like, your life should be mine. Like,
oh, is that Yukio meme? Is that Yukio? It should have been me.
It should be me, cuz. Should be, because like he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Like I will stand 10 toes down on that hill. Like if Jacoby Brissett were put in the same situation that Jimmy Garoppolo would be put in, I feel like he'd still be there. Like he should be Byron Leftwich of this era. Like that's really what Jacoby should be. But like him and Tyrod just got bad breaks. Just continue to get the worst breaks in the world. Hard for a brother out here. Truly. Like if you ever wonder how hard it is for a brother, look at Jacoby Brissett and Tyrod Taylor, man. He back in the hospital with his ribs. And he ain't taking no painkillers now because of what happened the last time they tried to give him that shot. So I'm chilling. Like, and then Jacoby Brissett out here behind Sam Howell. Like,
come on, bro.
That's tough. That's tough. Both of them had to be behind quarterbacks they know they better than. Okay.
Hey, pray for Tyrod, bro, because the football guy got something against that man. Something bad happened everywhere he go.
Look, I just hope that Tyrod he hit on a good investment or something like that, and he get blessed in other ways because they did not choose to bless him in this football to Buffalo to the playoffs for the first time in 20 years, and then even Buffalo fans wasn't even trying to run him no slack. They was trying to get the Peterman in there. Like this is ridiculous. But I bring up those other quarterbacks because it's like when some quarterbacks have success, we know how to handle it. We know how to handle it with the proper amount of skepticism. But boy, oh boy, Brock Purdy get out there. He looked awkward, and it's a fun story because he was Mr. Irrelevant. And now, he get that Kyle Shanahan magic, and people done lost their damn minds about Brock Purdy. And now all that's happening is that it's coming back to earth. 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions the last 3 games. I also want to point out 2 of those games were against 2 of the better defensive lines he's ever played against. You also look at the Philadelphia game from last year. That first quarter he was in, it wasn't looking promising. And you start to think to yourself, is Brock Purdy a game manager or is Brock Purdy Eli Manning? Because people swore to themselves Eli Manning was a game manager. If you watch enough New York Giants football, you would know that nothing could be further from the truth. Okay? Eli Manning was a 50-50 ball thrower. Eli Manning was taking risk every drive. Eli Manning, look, you can always tell if a quarterback's a game manager or not. Ask their wide receivers how they feel about them, right? Like, if you ever wanted to know if your quarterback was a game manager, ask your wide receivers how they feel about them. Because the ones that your wide receivers love be throwing some crazy shit. All right. Crazy passes. Ill-advised. He gonna give me an opportunity to make a play, right? Like, I remember Andrew Hawkins was like, see, everybody didn't like Johnny, but I like Johnny because Johnny would throw that thing. And I was like, see, look, your wide receiver.
It's the Adrian. When I seen him throw that ball. I bet you if you ask Justin Jefferson how he feel about Kirk, he'd be like, "Oh, I love Kirk."
He'd be like, "Look, y'all got the story wrong on Kirk because Kirk ain't no game manager until it matter, right? Until it matter. He the reverse PJ, right? PJ Walker can't throw the ball out of bounds when he's supposed to throw it out of bounds. Kirk Cousins can't throw the ball downfield. If Kirk Cousins thought a little bit more like PJ Walker, he'd be in the Hall of Fame." It's kind of true. If he had a little PJ in him, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
We can't go 1 week.
He tore his Achilles, dog. Like, we really should. We really should run him some breaks. We really should. They won that game too. I hope Kirk come out of that cool, man. But look, man, if Dak Prescott had a little bit of that PJ Walker in him. Hey Dak, I feel bad for you, bro, because your shield has gone down. Like, Kirk Cousins is the only thing that stops us from looking at Dak Prescott like, what's up with you? You know what I mean? Like,
oh, he about to catch all the slander on here.
Ooh.
We can't talk about Kirk no more.
Yeah, we ain't no look, because it was like, hey, the Cowboys lose in the second round on Saturday. Kirk Cousins lose in the second round on Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, he had that security blanket. Nah, dog. We gonna be talking about you losing to the Detroit Lions. All right, like.
Can't wait for that. Can't wait for my last.
Oh man,
can't wait for it.
But this video is supposed to be about Brock Purdy. Let's try to talk about Brock.
I told you. I've been telling you for weeks. That man is a product of the system. He's a product of the system. He had the best job in football. Just get the ball out to all these Pro Bowlers and All Pros. And now when he actually got to play against good teams, or some not so good teams, to be honest with you, he looked bad. He looked bad.
Do you think it was the concussion that he got cleared of?
No, you know what it was for real though? The Browns broke him.
You think the Browns broke him?
The Browns broke him, man. It's been all downhill. It's been all downhill since that Cleveland game, dog. It's been all downhill. Dante Whitner was talking about it's a fluke. They're not that good, blah, blah, blah. Now look what's happening. You lost the game to the Kirk. Hey, Kirk cooked that defense. Cooked that defense when they played the Vikings.
Yep.
Joe cooked him yesterday. Who they play next? They probably gonna get cooked again.
That's the thing we need to talk about. Like as much as it's going wrong with the offense there, the defense,
hey,
not
secondary
holding up.
That secondary, let's talk about it.
I've seen Javarius Ward on posters. Like Amari done put him on a poster. I don't even want to talk about what old boy did to him on Monday Night Football.
Hey, Jordan Addison.
To be fair, he got him, right? He got him in the first quarter. Jordan came back on that one on the second quarter a little bit stronger though. Like, hey, you knocked me out, you knocked me down, but I knocked you out.
It's like you dunk on somebody and it's like a cool dunk. But then they come back and just hit you with something crazy.
No, like, you know, it's like it's like if you was what's his name? Brandon. What was the dude name? He got dunked on. It's like if you was that dude on the Pistons that got dunked on by DeAndre Jordan, Brandon Knight, and you shot the ball and you eyed like DeAndre Jordan for a three, and you talking, yeah, and then DeAndre Jordan goes, ISO. Uh-oh, you trying to get long? Don't jump. Oh, no.
I just remember the bench. And every time I watch that play, I just remember his bench looking at him. Just like the Pistons bench was just like, oh. You
know, there was somebody in his earshot that was just like, nah. Hey, man. Shout out to this year. It's been a great year for posters, by the way. Travis Hunter gave us a Hall of Fame poster. Game winner poster. And then we coming back around and to the NFL and Javarius Ward, man. Look, He in the Scholastic Poster Book Hall of Fame right now.
3 straight weeks, dog.
Ooh.
3 straight weeks.
I knew it was bad when Amari got him because Amari don't post to nobody like that no more. Like, Amari ain't done something like that since he was playing Florida. Like, I think he had a catch like that in Florida in the SEC. He ain't done that in the NFL in a minute. Like, that was a gimme those. Yeah, it's been he been churning butter for a minute, man. I'm pretty sure Jamar Chase got him good.
He did. I think he had a one-hand catch on him. I think he had a one-hand catch on him yesterday.
Yeah. And it's getting to that point where so many people done cooked you to now it's like the Eli Apple problem where now everybody sees food when they see you. Well, Draymond Green had the funniest quote about this, and people got mad at him, but it's kind of true, where he was like, the dude they drafted in front of me didn't even look like an NBA player. And the reason that's important is because if you got a bunch of dudes that don't look like they should be in the league, people will try all kind of disrespectful shit that they would never try otherwise. Because they see you as food. And that was a situation to where they saw Charvarius Ford as food, and now everybody like, oh, I got 7. Oh, watch it. Hey, T. Push out. Give me some space. Yep. Like, I would give you my best move. Yeah. Look, Charvarius Ward, Travis Hunter learned at the hallway. It's tough.
It's tough, man. It's tough out here.
All right. Speaking of tough, it's that time of the year. You know, we always say it's early, but October is ending. We are now in November. Some of your favorite team seasons are over.
Damn.
We got Cole, the Grim Reaper, dressed in black. You know.
Oh, I'm the Grim Reaper now?
Yeah, the Grim Reaper. We're going to talk about these teams. Is their season over, or are they still alive or on life support? So those are 3 options. Dead, alive, life support. The New England Patriots.
Dead.
Why dead?
McCorkle Jones.
Yeah,
you have no shot.
Enough.
Hey,
and their defense ain't good enough, and yeah.
That division, they're dead. They're done.
The New York Jets.
Alive.
Just regular alive?
Alive. Not even life support. I'm going to say alive. That defense, like, hey, man, that defense has kept them in every game. It's probably going to having Zach Wilson as their quarterback at some point is going to bite them in the ass. It really is. At some point, it's going to bite them in the ass. But as we sit here today, they're 4-3, very much alive.
I think they're on life support. Let me look at their schedule before I make a diagnosis. You know, let me look at the patient's chart.
Yeah, for real, because I don't know who they got to play, so I might change my mind after I know.
All right. Yeah, I don't believe it's an easy schedule. Monday Night Football versus the Chargers. In Las Vegas. In Buffalo.
Okay, that's a loss.
At home versus the Dolphins.
Probably a loss.
At home versus the Falcons.
That's a win.
You don't believe in Desmond Ridder?
Taylor Heineke.
Oh, it's oh yeah, okay. I forgot they moved on. I don't know about that one now. Taylor Heineke, he can spit it. The Texas, they got the Texas.
They got
that. Dolphins again. So I got 2 games against the Dolphins in like 4 weeks. The Commanders.
They can win that.
The Browns and the Patriots.
Hey, man, they might be all right. They might be okay.
They are on life support. I don't think they're beating the Chargers. They're not beating the Bills. They're at 4 losses, right? They've
already beat the Bills. That was that was first game of the season, though.
So they're definitely not beating the Bills a second time. No, they're not sweeping the Bills. They're not. Especially since the Bills going to be coming off a loss. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, they're not beating the Bills. Dolphins, they're not beating the Dolphins. That's 7 losses. They're not beating the Dolphins again. That's 8 losses. Is my math correct on that? They had 4, right? And that's 4 losses that were.
No, they had 3 losses. So if you're talking about 4,
they're 4-3.
They're 4-3, so that's 7 losses.
So that's 7 losses.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns is a toss-up.
Browns
The Trump Commanders is a toss-up.
You think
the Patriots,
that's a toss-up? You think the Commanders is a toss-up?
They both have decent enough defenses, and they both have absolutely no quarterback play. And honestly, I would bet on Sam Howell before I bet on Zach Wilson.
That's fair, but I think Breece Hall is gonna go off that game. That's a toss-up to me.
That's a toss-up. Yeah, it's a toss-up, right? Patriots. Hey man,
they'll win that.
No. They got a little bit of a Brown Steelers thing going on. It's always a toss-up. In New England, I don't think they've won there in a minute. Yeah.
They're playing in New England?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill might get that one done.
Bill ain't losing that game to no Jets, dog.
Bill might get that one done.
Bill might play himself. Okay. So I'm saying like their margin of error is like 1 loss. Like if they take a loss that they shouldn't, it's looking real presumed dead. Like if they lose to the Falcons, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, it's over with.
It's a wrap. All right. Whereas like a team like the Browns, if they lost to the Cardinals, it would be almost a wrap until they lost to the Ravens the next week, right? But you know, it's similar territory. Houston, you lost to the winless Panthers.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah, the DeMeco Ryans magic has worn off. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. They're no longer serious after that. The Titans had a bounce back. Will Levi, we're going to talk about him.
Hey, you pull up the schedule for me real quick.
For the Titans, it's not going to be that difficult. They're in the South.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might got a shot.
Okay, so they play the Steelers, the Buccaneers, the Jaguars, the Panthers, the Colts, the Dolphins.
Oof.
The Texans. Okay. The Seahawks.
Oof.
The Texans again.
Okay.
The Jaguars.
Yeah, they're dead. they're dead. They're dead. 100%. They're dead.
Okay, they're dead. The Colts. They just lost to the Saints at home. And let me tell you something, man. They're dead. Gardner Mitchell's starting. I'm sorry. They're dead. You're not getting to the playoffs with Gardner Mitchell. Now, and it's for the year, right? It's not like, can Anthony Richardson come back and rally for 4 games? They're dead. They're dead, and they lost 2 games that they really could not afford to lose. They're done. Mm-hmm. They're done.
They're done.
Man, it's tough. They're not a terrible team, but their season's over. Get ready. Hey, I guess Anthony Richardson's going to get that 1 year to sit regardless, right? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Remember that? Even though he was looking fire when he was in there. Is the Chargers season dead?
What are they at right now? What are they, 3-4?
3-4.
Are they 3-4 or 3-5?
They are 3-4, I believe. Let me double check that. They lost 2 games in a row to start the season. What 2 games in a row? Lost versus the Cowboys, lost versus the Chiefs, and beat the Bears. So they're 3-4.
3-4. Okay.
They play at New York, Detroit, at Green Bay, Baltimore, New England, Denver, Raiders, Bills, Denver Broncos again.
Okay.
Kansas City Chiefs.
They might get 9 wins. They might get 9 wins.
They are still alive.
they might get 9
They
wins.
are still alive. I can see it, right? Like, because they're just good enough to pull an upset, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a different thing when you disappointing, but your quarterback good. Like,
I could absolutely see the Chargers finishing with a winning record, but not making the playoffs. 100%.
Yeah.
I could see them being 9-8 and just not making the playoffs at all.
Denver Broncos.
Dead.
And they just beat the Chiefs.
Who cares? They're dead.
It was more about the Chiefs. It was more about the Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs lost. Let's put that in perspective. The Chiefs lost the game. They should have won.
Come on, man. Sean Payton not pulling that around?
No.
The Raiders. Who are they starting at quarterback at this point?
Yeah, I don't even know what they got going on. I just feel like
let's Raiders injury report. That's what I need to look up, dog. Because I have no idea who's playing quarterback for them at the moment. Is it Jimmy Garoppolo?
Are they 500?
I don't think their record's terrible. Yeah, they're 4-4, I think. I think they're on life support.
I would need to know I would need to know their remaining schedule at this point.
I got it up. I got it up for you.
What we got?
They play Detroit at Detroit, New York, New York Jets at Miami, Kansas City, bye week, Vikings, Chargers, Chiefs, Colts. No, they got the Chiefs twice. They're cooked.
Oh, they're done by the bye week, 100%.
Yeah, they're cooked. They're cooked, but they're on life support. But it's not the bye week yet for them. They're on life support. We're not going to alert the family yet. Well, it's not looking.
They're dead, dog. Let's keep it.
It is time to ask people: have they looked at making arrangements?
Oof.
Have you thought about arrangements? The Minnesota Vikings,
dead.
Death by choice at this point, right?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins tears his Achilles. It's a wrap. Do they got their first round pick?
Yeah, they got their first round pick.
Okay. I'm going to need Jimmy Haslam to listen to me.
Uh-oh.
I don't care how bad this Deshaun Watson thing goes. Do not double down on a bad decision by being the idiot that trades for Kirk Cousins after he just tore his Achilles.
He's a free agent, isn't he?
Nah, he still got 4 years on that contract. I think he got one more. Either way, don't be the idiot that signs Kirk Cousins to try to. Don't do it, Jimmy.
Don't do it.
No, just ride it out. If it go bad, ride it out. Ride it out. I'm telling you right now, you don't want that. That's gonna get everybody fired. Is Kirk Cousins gonna end up in San Francisco?
Sounds like the perfect fit.
It'd be a bunch of not making the freaking Super Bowl out there, just like normal, to be honest. Like the Packers, dead.
Dead.
They're dead. Their season is over.
They have no shot.
Jordan Love, all this. Oh, he looks just like Rodgers. See, this is why we just gotta shut up the first month of the season. Like, we just gotta shut up collectively as an industry the first month of the season, because we let ourselves say the dumbest things because we watched a quarter of football.
Oh man, they're done.
We gotta shut up till November, man. Like, please, this is a reminder. Just don't say nothing. If your quarterback is playing well, let it ride till November. You ain't gotta say one. You ain't gotta say he bad. You ain't gotta say he trash. You ain't gotta say he great. Just, we'll see where we're at in November, because you could be one of these idiots that was saying Jordan Love reminds me of Aaron Rodgers. With athleticism, they was adding on stuff to it. Like, yeah, let's look up Jordan Love's numbers. I wonder if they actually are terrible, because what I've seen has not been impressive. Jordan Love, 11 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's not very Aaron Rodgers-like. Nah. Like, 3 interceptions versus the Raiders. And, oh, by the way, you lost to the Vikings minus Kirk Cousins. And,
I don't even
Cole, no Justin Jefferson, too.
Oof.
Yeah, man. Throw your season away.
Yeah, we don't honestly need no schedule.
Hey, Drake May? Like, Drake made Caleb Williams. That's what you need to say. Don't talk about, we need to give Jordan another year. This was the year. Drake made Caleb Williams. I'm telling you, Drake made Caleb Williams. No. Let the Brown side Jordan Love to be the backup, because that's the program that Jordan Love is on. He about to come to the Kevin Stefanski, be your backup, raise your value for a year clinic. That's where Jordan Love is heading. He is heading to the Stefanski pantry. All right. Don't let that happen.
Stefanski pantry is crazy.
Hey, dog, we been rotating them out. Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, Jacoby. Think about all the backup quarterbacks we'd have traded. Like for picks.
God,
we got a 7th out of Case. Like a 5th out of Josh Dobbs. And most impressively, a 4th out of Baker Mayfield, who was on the team less than Josh Dobbs will be on the Cardinals. All right? He might start more. Josh Dobbs might start more games for the Cardinals than Baker Mayfield ended up starting for the Carolina Panthers. And you got a 4th.
Oh, they got a 5th. They got a 5th.
I thought it was a conditional 3rd to a 4.
No, it was a conditional 4th that became a 5th if he didn't start a certain amount of games.
Either way, that 5th is impressive. Because at least the Cardinals look like they might get a quarter of, like 3/4 of a season out of this Josh Dobbs thing. Baker Mayfield got like, what, 3 games? Like, how many games did they give him?
I think like 5 or 6, something like that.
Yeah. I think Josh Dobbs has already eclipsed him. So, look, Jordan Love, ask Kellen Mond where everything's at, because you just took his spot on the pantry. All right? Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, he will be backing up Deshaun Watson next year. Okay.
Either him or Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Look, the pantry open, dog. DTR better get his shit together, dog, because it's gonna be some 1st round picks in that pantry with them.
Oh man.
Loser goes to San Francisco.
Oh Lord.
You know how San Francisco fans are down. I saw one of them tweet, well, could it be that bad with Sam Darnold? I was like, ooh.
I was like, does he know?
And look, man, these quarterback conversations are never fun. The Falcons.
Pull up the schedule.
No, I'm not pulling up the goddamn schedule. They lost to Will Levi.
Come on, man.
They lost to Will Levi.
In that division, they might still have a shot. They might.
Is their best hope at quarterback Desmond Ridder?
No, their best hope at quarterback is Taylor Heineke. He should have been started.
The season's over. The season's over. The season is over.
What are they, 4-4?
Yeah, the season's over.
Oh, man.
We'll look at the schedule. The Saints. It's not a good division.
It's not.
It's the Saints. It's the Panthers.
Oh.
It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it could be anybody.
It really could be anybody. If I had to put my money on it, I'd probably say the Bucs.
Wow. This is crazy.
What
the schedule is. They might not be dead. Vikings. They play the Vikings.
That's a dub.
The Cardinals.
That's a dub.
You can't count no dubs with the Falcons, but those are winnable games. Winnable games. Winnable games. They lost to the Titans with a backup quarterback.
Listen,
there is no such. That was a winnable game.
They should have won that game.
The fact that Will Levi is the best quarterback on the field.
We're gonna talk about Will Levi in a second. We're gonna get there in a second.
There's no such thing as locks for them. Because they could lose any of these games, but these are also games that they could win. Vikings, Cardinals, Saints, Jets, Buccaneers, Panthers, Colts, Bears, Saints.
They
ain't a good team in there, dog.
Life support. Honestly, not even gonna say life support. I'm gonna say alive. They are alive. They got a shot. They got a real shot, dog.
Hey, what does it say that almost every team in that division was in this conversation?
His division sucks. The division sucks. It does.
Hey man, somebody got to win it.
The Falcons could get 9 wins for sure.
Who are you willing to bet on? Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, whatever they throw it out there in Atlanta. or Peanut Bryce Young. Like, which one we betting on, dog?
We're not betting on the Panthers. The Panthers are dead.
Because the Panthers are done. We didn't even put them in this list because they have 1 win. Okay, like their season's over.
Their season's over.
Their season's done. I mean, I'm gonna just go with Derek Carr over Baker.
I'm about to say, I'm gonna say the Saints. I'm gonna say the Saints. I don't.
But the Bucks are a much better roster than the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints just have a better quarterback.
At times, they both are Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like they're both capable of playing the worst football you've ever seen.
But Derek Carr is the positive outcomes for Derek Carr is much better than Baker Mayfield.
I don't know. You said Baker gave him a chance to win. Like, you know, I know where you stood on this, you know?
Listen.
You want that reform?
Absolutely not. Listen, y'all, let me look at the camera. Y'all know how I feel about you. Know how I feel about Baker. You
went to a pray to Baker wage.
What? Go to the next team, dog.
He done got converted. It's crazy. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, man. Like, you know, let's see. Are they dead?
What's the schedule looking like?
Man, it's probably looking the same amount of easy as the Falcons schedule.
I'm trying to see what their non-division games. What are their non-division games?
I think they played all of them. Well, we'll see. Oh, no. That game happened. I saw the Bills on there. I was like, no, that game happened. They got the Texans. They got the Titans. They got the 49ers.
Okay.
They got the Colts. They got the Panthers, Falcons, Green Bay Packers, Jaguars, Saints, Panthers. I can't believe Atlanta might win this division.
Atlanta has a shot. No, they really genuinely have a shot.
Wait. Let's see the Saints schedule. Because I don't trust. I've seen what Baker looks like when he plays 49ers. I don't trust that one. But I mean, like, 9 wins is all you got to get. They only have 3. All right. Ooh. The Saints have the Bears, the Saints, the Vikings, the Falcons, in Atlanta. And I know how that's gone the last couple of years. They probably getting that one. Because I'm not going to be able to go to my local Walmart. The Lions, okay. The Panthers, the Giants, the Bucks, the Rams.
Okay.
The Falcons.
Yeah, the Saints are going to win the division.
That's crazy.
They're going to win the division, for sure.
Those are such easy. I'm such easy. Can we get traded today? Dog, we be the favorite. Like,
easy.
We fighting for our lives right now.
At 4-3, fighting for your life.
We fighting for our lives. We like, oh shit! Here come the Cincinnati Bengals. Knew they was coming. But those are the teams that we have pronounced dead. Is there anybody that wasn't on the list, Cole, that you want to add to the list?
I'm trying to think of AFC teams. Is there any AFC teams we
need? Where are you at with the? Let's just do the Browns. Where are you at with the Browns, real quick?
Oh, still alive.
Still alive, yeah.
Still alive. Bengals, still alive.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
100% still alive. Steelers?
It's still alive. Nah, don't mess around with that.
Don't put that. Don't put it in the universe.
You already know what they be doing. They still alive.
9 wins.
We did a segment last week about why they keep winning. We know what's up. We're not about to let one loss change our minds.
Yeah. 9 wins.
Versus a good team. One of the guys we talked about And we're going to talk about some young quarterbacks right now. Was Mel Kiper right all along? Were we cooked?
I ain't gonna lie.
Were we cooked?
I ain't gonna lie. We do this thing. We come on here. Whenever me or you, or both of us are right about something, we get a nice little long victory lap in. Talk about how right we were.
Yeah, when we wrong, we gonna ignore this. So like,
I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. We might have been wrong. We might have been wrong.
Now, the same thing. Give it 8 weeks. Please give it 8 weeks. We ain't got to say nothing. We ain't got to say nothing. We ain't got to pay nothing on nothing. We got 8 weeks. All right.
Amen.
If it's looking good after 8 weeks, I'll move the goalpost slightly.
I ain't gonna lie. We ain't gotta say nothing, but first impressions.
Impressive. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 230 plus yards. Impressive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Impressive.
It's not looking good.
It was, hey, you know what I mean? Hey, Mel Kiper might know what he's talking about.
All I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna walk it back yet, but it's in the back of my mind.
Now
I might have to walk that one back.
we can consider that. Do you think people are going to lose their minds with this performance?
No.
You think people are going to be calm about this? Because it doesn't seem like that many people noticed.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, that's nice.
Because I had to look it up.
I think he's clearly far and away the best quarterback on the roster. Not saying much.
Damn! Shout out to Malik Willis.
Yeah, shout out Malik. Shout out brother. I'm sorry, brother. You will be on another team next season. It is what it is. It is.
He might be a coach. Hey, the Stefanski Pantry may have an opening.
Nah.
We need somebody to play in the fourth quarter of them preseason games. You know what I mean?
Listen, Kevin
he has Deshaun's play style.
Okay. Kevin is very open to bringing the brothers to Cleveland, but I don't think you're going to make the cut. I'm sorry.
Hey, here's how you will know it's done with Deshaun Watson. If they ever bring in Andy Dalton to be his backup, it's a wrap. Okay? It's over.
It's over.
They have lost faith. Like, just know the exit strategy has happened. Like, they bring in Tyler Bagent.
QB room gonna look way different.
Look, not Jalen Hurts. Justin Fields. I feel bad for you, bruh. But that's what the Bears. They had Mike Tirico out there losing his mind for his brethren. Out there talking about Tyler Bagent. He's just such a scrappy guy. He's so hardworking.
The Italian, the
Italian stallion. We just take so much pride in Tyler Bagent.
Yeah, Mike Tirico had to put on for his people. You know,
he had to put on for his country. He had to go hard.
Oh man!
If y'all ever want to hear a funny roast of Mike Tirico, just search Bomani Jones, Mike Tirico, and what in his bit about how Mike Tirico was handling June of 2020. Some hilarious stuff out there. But Mike Tirico was out there hard on that broadcast. By the way, shout out to Kirk Herbstreit and Mike Tirico, because don't nobody go harder for mediocre quarterbacks than those two. And Chris Collinsworth, throw him a ball too. Them brothers go hard for mediocre quarterback. Kirk Herbstreit was in there talking about, Baker Mayfield, he's worked so hard. He's on track to have 11 head coaches. And I think that's remarkable. I'm like, he about to get 11 people fired? No, that's nuts.
What is remarkable about that? That's not remarkable.
That is a crazy flex. It's a wild thing to be proud of. But they be shouting them out like, you ever watch, like Kirk Herbstreit don't say nothing bad about nothing, which makes it interesting because if Deshaun Watson plays in that Thursday night football game, I just wonder where the commentary is gonna go.
Oh, we gonna get the first negative commentary from Kirk we ever got. I promise.
Hey, look. Troy Aikman, all these dudes on these national broadcasts know what time it is. They know, hey, look, you gotta make the quarterback look good. When Deshaun be playing them national games, Troy Aikman be like, I just don't know what he's seeing. Like, right? I saw Troy Aikman tell me that Joe Burrow throwing a pass 5 yards behind Jamar Chase was a design. Right? Like, trying to get that lie off on national TV. Deshaun Watson be missing throws. Yeah. I don't know what he's seeing. I'm like, oh, I know what time it is. Look, hey, you can always tell what time it is. You can always tell how the pregame interview went for TV by how the broadcaster goes out there. And when it goes bad, all of a sudden, ain't no slack being called. They getting out when they bring out the board and the all 22 film on the television broadcast and circle all the guys that your quarterback is missing. Let me tell you, that man was a jerk in the pregame interview. Because don't nobody ask you to work that hard.
Man, they gonna have it out all game when Deshaun play, bro. All game.
Look, hey, Deshaun must not be good at them interviews, dog, because Adam Archuleta be like, yeah, man, let me show you where he missed this. Like on the broadcast. I'll tell you what he did wrong. Every other quarterback, they be letting slide, but look, if they don't like you, they gonna put your shit on the Summer Jam screen. Let's talk about CJ and Bryce. Was this another edition of us being just a little bit too rambunctious and early on CJ? Because again, we got to hold this one down. We did put him in top 10 AFC quarterbacks.
We did.
Now, we don't want to overreact too strongly to one game. But, you know, there are games that you lose. Like if he lost to like Detroit, hey, man, ain't nobody tripping about that. Like, we know where you at. Losing to the Carolina Panthers. Who ain't won a game.
Hey, look, man. I'm going to put it like this.
I don't know about that one.
I'm going to put it like this. He a rookie, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get some of these performances. You're gonna get some stuff like this in your rookie year, but I'm not going to lie. That's a bad loss, dog. That's a bad loss. Can't lie, that's a bad one.
Hey, man. Did he play in that national championship game against Bryce Young? When Devonta Smith absolutely tore Ohio State out the playoffs?
I think.
No, that was Mac Jones. Mac Jones. Mac Jones, Ohio State fans, by the way, y'all like to forget that one. Mac Jones did that one.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mac Jones. Oof. Yeah, Shawn Wade, I ain't heard of him since that game, man. Like his NFL career died before it started.
Devontae Smith single-handedly tanked that man's draft.
He got so ruined that he got drafted by the Ravens and traded before the end of his first trade camp.
He was like a 6th round pick or something like that.
4th round pick.
Was he 4th?
Yeah, now he one of them dudes that pop up and you just like, oh, he in the league.
Devontae Smith. He had like 200 yards that game or something crazy.
Yeah, he had whatever he wanted. The stats are not an indicator of what he was allowed to get. He had whatever he wanted. Remember, he left that game for a good chunk of it.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt, decided, I don't need to whip no more ass, and then sat down with a national championship. Like, he did that to you like a half of football. Like, that's crazy. Wait, now I gotta look at the Devontae. Oh man, I remember Ohio State fans was telling me how they was gonna get shut down. Ohio State, they was gonna show what Big Ten defense all about. And I was like, I don't know about that, man. Devontae Smith won the Heisman at wide receiver in 2021. Like, that shit is not easy. Yeah, Tay did something nasty to the boys. Let me find them Tay stats. 12 catches. 12 catches. 3 touchdowns. 215.
I knew it.
One half of football.
Oh Lord. Hey, dog. 1/2 of football.
Dog. Oh, Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, man. What did Marvin Harrison have against Youngstown State? Like,
no, dog, that's a biblical ass whooping. And what happened?
12 catches and what half is crazy.
He was cooking them.
That is crazy.
Oh my God. That's one of them games you never live down.
Marvin had 7 receptions, 160, and 2 touchdowns against Youngstown State. He beat you worse than your best receiver ever in program history. He did an FCS school. And one half in the damn national championship.
No.
Nah, dog, that's crazy.
Oh,
215 or 12. And like he could have easily had both.
Easily could have had a 300-yard game. Easily.
But back to Bryce and CJ. We need a producer. Even when we be on track, we not on track. All right. Bryce Young, 235, 22-31, 1 touchdown, QBR 42. They say CJ played better. If you look at the QBR, he had a 72 QBR, which is not bad. But the stats don't look very favorable to him. I just think it was an off game for him. I think CJ gonna be straight.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Adam Thielen had 72 yards. Now, what's not good is what happened to Derek Stingley? Like, is he still on the team?
Did he play?
I don't know. Like, we don't hear about him anymore. Like, he was supposed to be better than Sauce. That ain't good, man. Like, hold on. I don't even see no articles. Like, what happened to Derek Stingley? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people forgot Derek Stingley went before Sauce Gardner. Yeah, he played? No, he ain't played. He ain't played since the Colts game, September 17th.
Okay, there we go. Makes more sense.
Still not good. Still not good. Injury prone or not good. It's still not good. How do you feel about Bryce? Like, do you think the more you watch him, this size thing is just going to be too much for him to overcome?
I feel weird about Bryce. I feel weird about Bryce because I'm like, man, that team is so bad. I just don't know what to make of him. He made some throws in this game where I'm like, okay. Like that I kind of felt a little bit more encouraged about what he was going to be able to do. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to build that roster out enough where you'll actually get an accurate depiction of the kind of quarterback he's going to be. Like that team is so bad, I really just can't even take anything away from anything that's going on.
Yeah, but it's like at some point it's not gonna matter, right? Because we did that with Justin Fields, where it's like, well, the team sucks. Well, the team sucks. Well, the team sucks, and then eventually it turns into, well, you suck, right? So unless we think that team's gonna get better anytime soon, like he gonna have to show something, right? And even when Justin Fields showed a little bit of something, it wasn't enough, right? Because now we got Mike Tirico talking about the leadership of Tyler Badgett on national TV.
Hey, send Justin to Cleveland if y'all don't want him. Send him back to Ohio. Every good thing that happened in your career happened here, man. Come on back. Just come on back.
I don't know why you want that to happen. I don't know why you want Justin Fields back here. Why? So we can wonder why we not running the ball even more.
Stefanski pantry, baby. Stefanski pantry.
If you're worried about PJ's decision making, I would not suggest Justin Fields. Strongly. They had to get PJ out of there to not make Justin look bad. Like, they went with a Division II dude as the backup quarterback. Like, they was trying to make it work with the brother. Like, it's like, we not even gonna have PJ back here. Like, have people calling for him. Imagine a world where PJ Walker didn't get cut for the Bears. People calling for him, and we still out here with. Who would we? Kellen Mond? We would have been. See, it could be so much worse, dog.
So much worse.
DTR could have played bad against the Ravens, and we could have been like, well, who do we go to? Kellen Mond? Like, woo.
Oh, wait.
You want to talk about hell? Let me tell you something. You ain't
You want to talk
seen
about
hell till you
depression?
see.
You want to talk about real depression?
Till
Watching
you
Kellen
had to
Mond
watch.
play football.
I don't even watching Kellen Mond play football in the freaking preseason. I'll be on my elliptical during them streams. I'm like, I'm gonna just try to focus on something else. Like I want to feel the grind because the grind feels better than watching him play football.
Hey, who was the? Hey, Mike Zimmer told us. Mike Zimmer told us everything we need to know about Kellen Mond.
Mm-hmm. Just absolutely not good at quarterback. Let's preview some games for next week, man. We got two big ones, and we have a Browns game to talk about. Bills versus Bengals. The Bills are coming into this game. You know, they're doing their normal Buffalo Bill thing where they come into the season and they look good, and everybody's like, you know what? I just don't understand why Josh Allen doesn't get the MVP every year. He's so talented. He's so good. And this Buffalo team they fight so hard behind him. And that defense is so good and all that. And then we feel this way the first 2 months of the season. But by November, we talking about Kansas City. We talking about Cincinnati. We talking about Baltimore. And we talking about, can the Bills surprise us in the playoffs? Feel like we do this every year. If football, Paul George wasn't in the league, they'd be the Clippers. Okay, like same colors and everything. Same bad streaks too. And then you have the Cincinnati Bengals, who quite honestly always do the opposite. We start out the first 2 months of every year. Oh man, see, I told y'all it was cooked. Y'all thought he was just gonna come back from that knee injury and look good. Y'all thought he was gonna come back from that kidney surgery he had in the offseason look good. Y'all thought he was just gonna come back from that calf injury and look good. They're cooked. They're done. They have already lost 3 games. Look at their record in the division. They can never come back. Yeah, they're 4-3. Probably about to be all the way up.
5-3. Probably be 5-3. Let's be real.
I see this as a convergence of 2 trains going in different directions, and one train is woefully not ready for what the other train is coming to. Because what was lost in Brock Purdy mania in that Cincy game was Joe Burrow is back. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, not kind of back like he been to 2. No. Joe Burrow is back and he's pissed. Okay. He heard what you had to say about him. He is not very happy. He heard all those $275 million for this jokes that we were getting off. He's not very happy with what he's been hearing. And the brother's back. And you know what's even worse? The defense for Cincinnati is back. They're back. Okay. They're back. They're so back that I am no longer talking about the division for the Cleveland Browns. We are exclusively talking about wild card because I think the Bengals and the Ravens, 2 different class of teams. Okay, like than what the Browns and the Steelers are. We can win any game. They should win every game they play in for the rest of the year. Both of them. That's how good those teams are. Do you think this is the week where the world finds out? This is such a leading question. Do you think this is the week where the world finds out that the Buffalo Bills are fake good?
Yeah, it's the week. This is the week. Honestly, I'll take it a step further. This is the week the Bills lose, and I think that takes them down to 4-4. And then this is the week where we start questioning: Are they going to be able to get into the playoffs? Because the AFC is bunched up, and there's a bunch of teams with good records. And if they don't win the division, and they're not going to, because the Dolphins are going to win that division,
they're 5-3 right now.
Are they? Oh, okay. So they've played extra game. Yeah, they haven't had a bye week yet, so they're 5-3. So they're going to be 5-4. And when you bunched up like that in the AFC, it's a chance. You may not pull it out. You may not get there.
That is true.
Because to me, the Dolphins are head and shoulders above that. They are better than that team. They just are.
And all I remember is that divisional game where the Bengals were on the road and just unplugged the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
Like, I ain't never thought about them the same since that game. Just, it was a snow game. They were like, it's going to be our way. It's our kind of football game. And Joe Burrow and them boys walked in there and said, sit down.
Boot to ass. Whoop it.
just came in there, opened up all your doors, went in all your drawers, and took all your shit at your house. And then sat on your couch, watched TV, and talked to the cops when they came by, and then told the cops about. That's what they did. They got away with it. They took your stuff, stood in your home, butt naked, caught, and they still got away with it. Because what you gonna do about that? Nah. Hey, man. Hey.
5-4.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking at. 5-4.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, are we overrating the Cincinnati Bengals? Are we overreacting to it? Because they have been. Like, let's try to be fair to Bills fans. Do you feel like we're overreacting to this? Or do you feel like, given what the recent history has been, not specifically just against the Buffalo Bills, but with the Cincinnati Bengals and how their seasons tend to go under Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor, and this is mostly on Zach Taylor, that this is just fair? And also, like, it is Zach Taylor, though.
I'm going to be real, man. If people say we were overreacting, I understand it. It's like y'all putting too much faith in the Bengals. I feel like y'all not being objective. I would get that, but to me, it's just based on what the Bills have been this season so far. That defense is not good, dog. They're missing guys. Like they're not a good defense. They're really not. And the way that Joe Burrow and that offense looks so far, they're probably about to carve them up. Now, to be fair, if Josh Allen has a good Josh Allen game, they have a shot. They might be able to win a game. But if you told me, like, put some money on who I think is going to win, I'm going to say the Bengals.
Also, they were on the verge of beating that ass before the whole Damar Hamlin thing happened. Which brings me to another angle of this. Sunday Night Football. Y'all better be in control. Y'all better be in control. Do not do what you're thinking of doing. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Now we know, and I know. Yeah, I know it happened. No, do not re-traumatize that young man.
For real, man. Y'all not doing it for him. You're not doing it for him.
Y'all just stop it. Stop it. We don't need it. All we need is let's be real. DeMar don't even got to be at the game, man. Don't even talk about him being active for this game. Like, he don't even need, nah. Just let that man be at the house. Let him take this day off. He don't need to be back there if he don't want to be back there. If he do, all right, face your fears. I respect it. But he don't need to be back there. And we definitely don't need to remind everybody watching at home that he back there. Right? We can just behave ourselves with this whole thing. Please, no ambulances with his jersey in the window. Please, no video packages about how scared other people were about this whole thing. Please don't have his mama come up on the broadcast having a cry in front of all these people, reliving the day that she thought she lost her baby on national TV. You don't have to do it. You don't have to go full Trey Wingo. The game is interesting enough, NBC. All we need is Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. I'm there. You there, right? We both here. We like, hey, bro, I didn't even think about it till now. I'm like, hey, we here. We don't need no other stuff added to it. You know what I mean? We don't need no Taylor Swift. We don't need, nah. Just give us the game. Just give us Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. If you want to refer to something that happened, refer to the game that happened last year in the playoffs. That's it. We don't got to do it. We don't got to do it. Please behave ourselves.
You know what's funny? You just spent all those minutes talking about what they shouldn't do, just for them to go ahead and do it anyway.
They gonna do it. You know how
They
like
gonna do it anyway.
when stuff happens in the like in that's inexplicable, they're like, there was nobody in the room to tell them no. No, there was. They just didn't listen. Like, there's always somebody in the room that's like, that's a bad idea. That person just doesn't get listened to. Because there's 8 other people that are like, no, he's tripping. Screw that. We doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you know who ends up getting fired? The dude who told him what not to do it. That's usually how this goes. That's usually how this goes. Because you piped up and you didn't pipe up loud enough. Like, that's usually how this works. There is some young brother, yeah, I know, he a brother, in that room, in that production meeting, as this week goes on, and he said, y'all ain't gotta do that. I think we need to strongly rethink our strategy about what you want to put on the halftime show. Can we just put Carrie Underwood on it? Like, you know, we ain't got to do this. But Chris Collinsworth is like, I don't know, man. I just want to relive the night where America, like y'all ain't got to do it, NBC. Look, I promise you, none of us want it. None of us want it.
They don't care about what y'all want, man. They don't care about what y'all want. They don't care about what you want.
None of us want it, man. We done grieved. We done changed our profile pictures. We done celebrated him coming back. We done celebrated him coming back to the football field. We done donated to the charity. We done did it. Let that man live the rest of his life. Okay.
Nah, we good. Y'all gonna get this trauma porn, I promise.
Oh God, they gonna do it to us.
You gonna get this trauma porn, all of it, all of it.
And the Buffalo Bills, don't you dare participate. Don't you do something like put them in at the start and snap. Like don't stop it. Just play the game.
Okay, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think that's OG. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna
I don't trust anybody around this situation, because what hasn't been, and OD is kind of a bad word to use about it, but what hasn't been overdone about this situation?
Oh man,
what has been handled with the proper amount of tact?
See, that's something that's up to the team. So I have a little bit more faith in them to go, okay, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that.
Cincinnati Bengals people, y'all don't got to play a video package. Like, if you do pregame, okay, all right, we acknowledge it. Don't stop the game for no video package. Don't do it at the time that he went out in the game thinking you being cute. Don't do it. Don't do it, dog. Just do it pregame or not at all.
I didn't even think about that.
They're going to do something. They're going to do something dumb. They're going to do something dumb. I don't trust anybody involved in this situation, dog. That's the football game itself going to be fire. But I'm like, y'all going to do something to make us talk about anything but this damn game.
Bro, I really wish you wouldn't have said that, because now I'm like, oh yeah, they definitely going to do it.
Dog. Like, no, we don't need to do it.
Oh man, it's going to be hilarious.
America does not need it. Please behave yourself. And Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, NBC, listen to me. Behave yourself this weekend, okay? We only care about the game right now, dog. We want to see Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. That's it. You ain't got to give us nothing extra. That is enough. That's been the best Sunday night football game all year. I'm excited. Please behave yourself.
I'm already telling everybody who watches this, if you be in the comments and you subscribe to us, I'm telling you right now, when they do the tribute at the time that he went out of the game, the last time they played, that is the first thing we are talking about, Nate. It's the first thing we are opening
they
up.
They couldn't hold themselves back. I'm like, yo, dog.
It's the first thing we're going to talk about.
Like seriously though, do you trust the NFL to handle this responsibly? No. Do you trust any team to handle this responsibly? Given that the Cincinnati Bengals let this live for 2 weeks before they was complaining about playoff positioning. Okay, like, nah, I don't trust a single soul involved in this to handle this with the tact, delicacy, and respect it deserves. We gonna get something tacky. Okay, we gonna get something tacky. And we don't need to get nothing. That's the thing, Cole. We don't need to get nothing. We don't need to do a single thing.
I hear you. I don't disagree, but I already know what's coming. We're going to get all of that. You're going to get all of this.
We about to go full corporate.
All of it.
Full corporate America right there. Ain't got to do a single thing, but felt like you needed to. It did end up putting your foot in your mouth, man. We about to go full corporate America. All right. Let's go. Oh God, man! Like I just started thinking about what they about to do something nuts.
I'm telling you, they about to do all of that, bro. They are about.
Ladies,
to do
if I hear at any point, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to pay attention to the North Video Board? We have a presentation and all that, and it's like, oh no, oh no,
you already know,
oh no. Oh no! I already seen the ambulance. Like I know we not gonna be able. Just do that boy a favor. Leave him alone, man. Let's talk about Cowboys, Eagles, man. It's a good week. It's a good week next week.
Get the slander ready. Get the slander prepared.
Speaking of slander, I feel like the Eagles are the most slept on 7-1 football team I've ever seen in my life. And I kind of get it. Because everybody, like the big narrative right now around the NFL is there are just no good, great teams in the NFL this year. It's just wide open. The 49ers done went down. The Chiefs done lost to the Denver Broncos. And then that's where the conversation ends. We not even bringing up you know what the Philadelphia Eagles are getting done like? Georgia this year.
I thought you was gonna say the Nuggets last year.
Oh yeah, the Nuggets for sure. But yeah, they're getting done like the Nuggets. They're getting done like Georgia, the team that we know has a very impressive record, a very impressive roster, that will probably be in the national championship / Super Bowl. But we just acted like ain't nothing they doing is impressive. Like yeah, they beat Florida by 40, sure. But they had a close game against Kent State in the third quarter. So like. No Brock Bowers too, by the way. They did that without we keep like focusing on how the Eagles aren't dominating like last year to the point to where I'm like, hey man, they still dominating though. Like they're still 7-1 in the NFL. And quiet as cat. Look, I had that tweet about Jalen Hurts being disappointed. Pre-tweet, post-tweet, look, different world. Different world.
He might have seen it. He might have seen it.
Hey.
He was leading the league in turnovers when you said it.
Hey, look. 4 touchdowns in this last one. No turnovers. I'm like, okay, Jalen Hurts is back. Like,
all right.
When I seen him throw that ball, like
oh my God, that is the funniest quote an NFL player has ever given us.
It's just funny that it's AP.
When I seen him throw that
ball. I feel like he talking about like Donovan McNabb or somebody too. Like, hey man, he might like that for real.
Oh my God.
Hey man, I was on that. He's been very disappointed. Then I seen him throw that ball, boy, and I'm like, hey, these last 2 weeks, let me be quiet about Jalen Hurts.
Hey man, he been cooking.
Hey, he been on it. Look, 319, my bad. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Only took 2 sacks for 4 yards. So those were scramble sacks. All right, like. Jalen Hurts, absolutely 8. Like, 8.
Hey, he cooked the Commanders. Low key though, the Eagles giving up 31 points to the Commanders. Kind of crazy.
Sam Howell, 397, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Hey, that defensive line is good. We know that defensive line is good. They don't really have the same power at edge that they did last year. And them corners getting cooked. Jahan Dotson, 8 receptions, 108. Oof. Jamison Crowder, 7 for 95. Terry McLaurin, an easy 5 for 63 and a touch. Oof. On 12 targets. So at least they did something about Terry. They ain't do a damn thing about Jamison or Jahan, which tells me the depth is not great. Now, A.J. Brown, monster. 2 touchdowns, 130. And he was even better the week before. And then you have a Dallas Cowboys team that's been a little bit iffy. Coming off a bye, though. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is in Philly.
Oh, the Eagles winning for sure. Let me not say that. Let me not say for sure. Let me not say for sure. They just gave up 31 to the Commanders. Let me not say for sure.
And the Cowboys are 5-2.
Quiet as the Cow. We like to slander the Cowboys. Everybody like to slander the Cowboys. We like to slander Dak. We do. Good football team.
Look, all of our slander for the Cowboys is reserved for the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're a really good regular season team. And this is the regular season. You know, James gonna get you a good game. James and the Rockets come to town in the regular season. You got to fear that. You know, it's not like it's Game 7 in the elimination round. Like, you know,
I forgot we called Dak football James Harden.
He's football James Harden, and the thing is, football James Harden got a bunch of MVPs for a reason. And James Harden gonna be one of those people who's gonna be hard to explain to our kids. Like,
oh yeah, because at peak James Harden was something different.
What the thing is, it's like we gonna have a hard time explaining how we would definitely take Jimmy Butler in the playoffs over James Harden at any point in his career. And they were like, "What are you talking about? He's clearly not as good as James Harden." Like, nah,
you ain't seen him when it mattered.
You ain't seen him. I saw that man get lemon booty at the All-Star game when it came down to it. I'm like, nah, man, that is the least clutch person of all time. Like, he is who Skip Bayless thought LeBron was. Like, and that's the thing about Dak. It's gonna be a close game. And we know Dak be getting that lemon booty. Okay. We know Dak be getting that lemon booty in that fourth quarter sometimes. Now, it's the regular season. Pressure might not be the same. But do you think there's a chance for the Cowboys to come in and upset this game?
There's a chance for sure. They definitely have a chance. Like I said, they just gave up 31 points to the Commanders. And the Cowboys offense is better than the Commanders offense.
Hey, CD, who else they got? No, the thing is, they ain't got a lot of wide receivers, do they?
It's really just CD. Like, I think they still got Gallup, right?
I know Amari Cooper. I don't know who's punching air harder, Amari Cooper or the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
But man, that trade did not work out for them.
No, the Cowboys lost that trade for sure. 100% lost that trade.
They got Brandon Cooks.
He's been good for them.
Michael Gallup.
I seen Cowboys fans low key like kind of out on Gallup though.
Kevontae Turpin.
Isn't he the returner?
He be getting receiving yards too. Don't sleep on him. You know, he that end around guy. He got 8 targets for 64 yards. Woo! Brandon Cooks. A lot of us push for him in Cleveland. He is awful this year. 27 targets, 158 yards.
Why did I think he was better than that?
And we do this every year with Brandon Cooks. We think he's better than what he is. But then if he was, he wouldn't get traded as much. Right now, their second leading receiver is Jake Ferguson. Tight end. And then Michael Gallup, 35 targets, 224 yards. They got CD and CD only. And the thing about the Eagles, if you only got one receiver, that ain't where you gonna hurt them. You know, you need like 2, 3.
Yeah, Eagles are gonna win.
Yeah. I don't trust the Cowboys. I don't trust Dak. I don't trust Dak at all. Now look, the way I've been running, I had a hot streak. I'm due up for a cold streak. So Cowboy fans, take solace in that you probably gonna be right. I am so out on Dak that I would bet against me at this point. It's crazy how out we are on Dak, man. Like 71% completion, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and we don't even think they got a chance versus the Eagles. Like, all right, I think they got a shot though. Like this could be a close game. Wow.
Nah, wow. I'm not on Dak. A comfortable Eagles win. Let's put it like that. A comfortable Eagles win.
All right, let's talk about another game happening this week. Browns versus the Cardinals. Not the same caliber of game as the other two, but we do have a local market to satisfy. So, Browns coming to this game, tough loss to Seattle Seahawks. They're playing at home for the first time in a few weeks. Josh Dobbs comes to town, who Cole, I don't know if you heard this or not, but Josh Dobbs did not beat the Baltimore Ravens. It's crazy, right?
Can I talk about something real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go off.
Rap. Listen, I don't have anything against the Cleveland Browns media members personally. I really don't. I think it's a lot of smart people that are mostly good at their jobs. And I don't have anything against them personally. But I want to look in the camera and I want to say one thing. The media members who were saying Andrew Berry needs to be held accountable for trading Josh Dobbs, who is 1-for-6 as the starting quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals, for a 5th-round pick, are fucking insane. Like, it is the dumbest, it is the absolute dumbest talking point we have ever had as Cleveland Browns fans. So we are honestly complaining about getting a 5th-round pick for a quarterback that has been cut multiple times in his NFL career. Didn't he get cut? Didn't he get cut for like Mason Rudolph or something like?
Oh, he got cut all the time in Pittsburgh, and he got cut in Cleveland.
Like, dog, it's the dumbest, absolute, just stupidest talking point we have ever had as Cleveland Browns fans. I can't believe there are people who are legitimately upset that Andrew Berry did that. Honestly, one of the smartest things he's ever done. Literally one of the
Josh Dobbs hasn't played like more than 5 snaps as the quarterback in Cleveland in the regular season too. Like, that's the thing that gets me, is like all of this projection is based on literally nothing. Like, Josh Dobbs has never started a game for the Cleveland Browns. What's all this certainty about what Josh Dobbs would or would not have looked like in Cleveland? He's never started. Did he play last year?
He started a game for the Titans last year.
Did he play for the Browns?
No, he never played for the Browns. Never played for the Browns.
I don't even think he was active most of the time.
Like, he wasn't. Like, I don't understand what people got up in arms for. It's just stupid. It's just stupid.
And then the thing about backup quarterback is, dog, our starting quarterback, we don't even know if he's good. How are we supposed to know if we got a good backup or not? Like we try to figure out if Deshaun's good. And we're in the position to figure out if Deshaun's good, because the reality of the position is that quarterback is a very rare resource. If it were easy to have a great backup quarterback, everybody would have a great backup quarterback. But there is a reason why Jake Browning is the backup quarterback in Cincinnati. Or not Trevor Lawrence. What's Blaine Gabbert is the backup in Kansas City. There is a reason why Tyler Badgett is backing up, because there just ain't enough quarterbacks. So if you are to your backup, well, one, you got to find out if your starter's good. That's where most teams are at, right? The prized few are in the position of, we know our starter's good, right? That's the 1% of the NFL. If you're not in that 1%, all right, let's find out if our starter's good. If you are in a situation where most of the league has to figure out their starter's good, how do you have this expectation that you're just going to have the greatest backup situation in the world? And Cole, the backup situation ain't even bad. They've been in every game they played in.
They're 2-1 with PJ Walker, and honestly, they should be 3-0.
Yeah.
What are you pining for Josh Dobbs for? It's literally
people are like
the dumbest thing ever.
And the thing that I disagree with too, when people are like, well, it's in spite of PJ Walker. Well, no shit. Whenever your backup quarterback's in the game, you win in spite of your backup quarterback. But if you were winning games because of your backup quarterback, guess what? That brother ain't the backup no more. That brother's starting.
I'm gonna be honest with people. You may not know this. Look in the camera. If Josh Dobbs if he was here in Cleveland still, they'd be winning in spite of him too. He's playing terribly in Arizona. I don't know if you guys know that.
I'll bring you one more. And look, nobody can claim that I wasn't on the truth about Jacoby Brissett earlier than anybody. Remember that code? We should go get Jimmy Garoppolo. We should go get Aaron Rodgers, or we should go get this guy, or we should try to bring back Baker Mayfield to start because we can't possibly go into the season with Jacoby Brissett. And I was like, nah, Jacoby's enough. People thought I was crazy for that.
Top 10 in EPA when he was playing, right? Something like that.
Yeah, people thought I was crazy for that. Now those same people who told me I was crazy for wanting Jimmy Garoppolo, not wanting Jimmy Garoppolo and wanting Jacoby Brissett,
want Jacoby Brissett back?
Want Jacoby Brissett back and Josh Dobbs, right? It was a disaster last year to go into that with your quarterback situation. Now we want that as our quarterback situation. One, it's proof that there is nothing that the media in this city loves more than quarterbacks who don't play here no more. This is proof. Baker Mayfield leaves here, we get sympathy for him. Jacoby Brissett leaves here, well, people were like Jacoby Brissett. But Josh Dobbs leaves here, we was ready to throw the brother out of town. We didn't even want to watch him play preseason football anymore. He shows up in Arizona and we like, I miss him. You don't even have nothing to miss with Josh Dobbs. Like, we got no memories. We got no highlights in the regular season of him. There is nothing to miss.
Listen, we're not being disrespectful to Josh. If somebody watched this that know you, we not being disrespectful. But bro,
he know he ain't got a highlight here.
I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. The Cardinals are 1-6. They probably about to be 1-7. What are we doing? What are we doing?
That brings me to the other point. How could Kevin Stefanski be so unprepared for the backup quarterback situation? The team was 4-2 when people were making these takes. The team has been in a position to win every game they play in. You can say, oh, well, if our quarterback play was better, we probably win. Yeah. Probably need the starter to get healthy. Like, what's the hot take here? What's the hot take? That Deshaun Watson needs to get healthy for the Browns to have a chance to make the playoffs? Oh, wow. Groundbreaking stuff. Andrew Berry should be fired because he wasn't, like, are we serious? Are we serious right now?
Oh, they make this experience rooting for this team just so much more difficult than it needs to be. Oh,
it is ridiculous.
Josh Dobbs, bro. Josh
Dobbs. We be acting like Baker Mayfield, Bernie Kosar. You would swear that we traded Brett Favre and Kurt Warner the way people talk about these trades.
How many teams has Baker been on since he's left? This is his third team since he's been gone?
Yeah, third team. I think so. I don't know.
Cardinals, Rams, Bucks.
Yeah. Like, let's be real. They got rid of Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield was not that good. He has proven to not be that good. It's over. They got rid of Josh Dobbs because he's not that good, and you can get a 5th-round pick for him, and you can get somebody like P.J. Walker to basically do the same thing, and you still get a 5th-round pick. And guess what? P.J. Walker done came in, did the same shit Josh Dobbs would have did as a starter. Hung on for dear life. Honestly, probably made a couple throws Josh Dobbs wouldn't have the balls to make. Like, okay? I understand, the Cardinals are scrappy and all that, but don't let production on a bad team fool you. Like, that also gets people fooled. Remember, people thought Terrell Pryor was an NFL wide receiver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wasn't true. Like, you could be productive on a bad team. Allen Robinson's whole career. Productive on bad teams. Gets the good teams, he ass. Told y'all about that one, too. But, look, I stand on my L's and I stand on my dubs. It just, the pile for dubs is just higher. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. But yeah, going into this is a game that the Browns have a good chance to win. You have great matchup advantages in this game. I felt like the Browns' run game really got together in this one. A good use of all 3 running backs. And I think that will be important. And honestly, like, more so than the matchup, I want to talk about the path going forward for this Browns team. And I put this on Twitter. I don't know if you retweeted it or not. But I said, basically, I think I was talking to Cody. And I was like, the path going forward was like, if you could get this Seattle win, that'd be a luxury, because then you have a chance to get to 6-2. You feel really good about your path forward. But now, okay, you got to win this one. So don't overlook them. Don't be thinking about Baltimore, because you're not beating Baltimore. I don't know why that would be a trap game. You're not winning. against Baltimore if PJ Walker walking in there. Okay, like Jacoby Brissett, PJ Walker, Deshaun Watson coming back for the first game off injury. You're not winning that goddamn game. Okay,
no chance. No chance. No chance.
So there's no reason you should be sleeping on this one. Sleep on the Baltimore game because nobody gonna care if you lose that one by 30. We expecting that, but this one right here, you need this, right? Because you get this one, you lose that Baltimore game, whatever. You're 5-3. You'll be 5-4 after that. You play Pittsburgh at home. You should beat them. They might have a backup quarterback. Either way, you done beat them with the backup before in Cleveland. This ain't playing in Pittsburgh. It's not a different world. You can beat them. All right. 6-4. And then let's pull up the rest of the Browns schedule code. Let's pull up their chart. Let's pull up the chart. No, we're not playing the scheduled game. I'm not going to ask you to predict the record, but we are going to look at their chart because we are doctors on this show. So after those two games, I think that will be your first check-in with Deshaun Watson. All right. Can he play versus Denver? If he cannot play versus Denver, he's shut down till December 17th when you play the Bears. I think that's a fair assumption based on everything we know. He ain't playing these next 3 games. Like,
are we sure he's not playing these next 3 games?
If he doesn't play this week, he ain't playing the next 2 weeks.
I agree. 100%. You don't
don't need the confusion.
Games.
Yeah. There's no shot you throw him at Baltimore unless you hate him. Which but I don't think it's at that point.
People gonna be tweeting us and
yeah. I don't want to deal with.
I
don't want to deal with quarterback coaches and everything else. The Steelers, I don't think you throw him in against. You don't throw him in his first game against any team that's familiar because if he's a little bit late, they're gonna jump on it, turn it over, right? So you just want to rock with whatever you can rock with. If that's PJ, DTR, whatever the hell, you got to cobble together for those 3 weeks. You get out of that stretch 2-1, you're good. All right, you get to that Denver game, and while you're getting to that Denver game, you make the determination. A, is Deshaun Watson coming back? If your answer is, yeah, he should be back. All right, you're going to have him do a whole pro day behind the scenes where he throws off platform and make sure he hits the radar targets and whatever the hell you got to do to make sure that he don't throw 5 passes, 2 interceptions, and gets back out there again, and then you got to bench him. So whatever you got to do to make sure that don't happen again, do it. Take your time. I'm not going to be mad if you don't play these next 3 weeks. I care less. You get to the Broncos game, see if he can play. If the answer is yes, he plays. You get the Broncos game, the LA game, and then you play a real team in Jacksonville, but then you got the Bears, and you can warm him up a little bit, right? There's room for a bad game there. If he cannot play that Broncos game, you start to make the move of, hey, after the Steelers game, we putting DTR in. Right? We're going to put DTR in. We're going to prepare that this might go to the end of the season. So DTR in for Broncos, Rams, and then you check in with the Bears. If Deshaun Watson can play against the Bears, that is the last opportunity he has to come back for the season, in my opinion. Because you can't just throw him in week 17 and just try to roll into the playoffs. That Bears game, December 17th, that is the absolute last point where this injury is either healed or it's not. If you have a setback after this date, the season's over for him. It's a wrap. So either you can play or you can't. If you cannot play by that Bears game, we're rolling with DTR for the rest of the season, and we're going to take whatever licks we take. Hopefully we get these wins, get to the playoffs, have some fun. It's going to be hell covering this team in the offseason because there will be a controversy. But you will have a season. That's what I think the plan going forward for the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson is. Do you think that they are going to be on a more rush timeline than that? Or do you think that this is a fair expectation to set for Browns fans as far as the health of Deshaun Watson and when we should expect him to play or not?
So I went into yesterday thinking this. if they won that Seahawks game and they beat the Cardinals back to back, if they got to 6-2, I was going to say, okay, there's absolutely no reason for him to play in Baltimore or Pittsburgh or play at home against Pittsburgh. No point. Because even if you drop both of those games, you're 6-4, you still have everything ahead of you, you're fine. So there's no reason to watch something like that. If they would have pulled it off yesterday, I was like, okay, they've bought themselves more time for him to get ready for that last stretch of the season where you play a bunch of bad teams, or let me just say a bunch of teams you should beat, and you bring him in then, you do, hopefully you handle your business, you get to the playoffs, everything's fine. They lost that game. So what my fear is, they're going to feel like, okay, look, we got to start getting him ready now.
Who, DTR or Deshaun?
Deshaun. There's a part of me that feels like they're gonna try to see if he can play this week, because if you're trying to like get him back in, get him reps, get him ready, if he can't play this game, you can't play him the next two games. Like
if he goes on the IR, that means he's out this week, next week, the week after in Denver, right?
Yes. I don't think IR is on the table anymore.
Well, Pam said it is.
Pam did say it is, but I don't think they're going to IR. I don't think they're going to IR. If
I would say IR is on the table, just because if he doesn't, like if you get to Chicago, he cannot play, or if you get to a point in the season to where your odds of making anything out of it are less than optimal, he'll go on IR. Like if let's say if they lose to Arizona, lose to Baltimore, lose to Pittsburgh, lose to Denver, I promise you the brother gonna be on IR by the week of the LA Rams game.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Yeah, so I think that's what it was meant by like IR isn't off the table. But as long as they're competitive, he's not gonna be on IR.
Nah.
Unless they get the feeling. Yeah. Now they beat the Cardinals. They have the room. Okay. You just got to split one of those two, but they have to win this Cardinals game. And I hope they understand that. They have to win this Cardinals game.
You have to win the Cardinals game.
Yeah. Can't mess around. Defense. Okay.
No, Miles got to have like 4 sacks that game.
No, this is a game where I don't care what the offense does. Defense, you can't let them score more than like 17. Like, nah. We not letting Josh Dobbs go off for 40 on us. Like, nah. I'm not about to hear these people on sports talk media talk about how, look at what he did versus us and all that. Because we love a misery story in this city. Nah. I'm going to need Miles to shut that one down. I'm going to need 3 strip sacks. Like, I'm going to need him to make Josh Dobbs. It ain't personal, brother. But I'm going to need him to have a miserable day.
Honestly, at this point, Josh, it might be personal.
It ain't your fault.
It's not your fault, but it might be personal.
You didn't do this.
we just got to prove a point at this point.
You didn't do this.
It's got to prove a point.
It wasn't your fault.
You remember how they played? Remember how they played week 1 last year against Baker?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Josh might be getting some of that.
Yeah. Hey, look, Joe Woods had a shutdown defense for 3 quarters. Hey, it better not look like that. They better not give up 3 touchdowns at the end of the game. Like, nah. I'm talking about it should be hell. All right. Joe Burrow, 85 yards, hell. That should be the
what they did to Justin Fields his rookie year?
Yeah, no doubt. Leave no doubt. Like, nah. Do this for your boy. All right, they've been disrespecting your boy PJ. Y'all need to make sure y'all ain't gonna leave no room for respect. Have your boys back, defense. Have your boys back, because he bailed you out against Indy. All right, so have your boys back.
You said they owe him one.
They owe him one. Hey, no, they even. To be honest, like.
Oh, what the 49ers game?
No. I'm talking about the Seahawks game. Oh. They even. Well, honestly, they not, because it's not like the defense got them back. They just was like, nah, we defaulting on this loan too. So they both went bankrupt. So I guess they still owe him money. But yeah, they owe him one. Yeah, long story short, they owe him one. You know what I mean? If they would have got that stop, held it to a field goal, hey, PJ would have owed no money no more. But nah, y'all owe PJ some money. No interest. You know what I mean? But y'all still owe the brother money.
Cash. Just some cash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all owe that brother some money, and you owe it to him next week to show up. But that's been the QnCOLB experience. Y'all have a great day. Have a better night. Colb, you want to say anything before we head out?
Real quick, because we read the comments. Hey, shout out to all the people who was working on stuff in their house, listening to us. Shout out to y'all, you know.
All my project guys, all my DIY guys, all my guys building their second crib, you know what I mean? All my guys who are working on a project that they've been working on for the last 20 years in their garage. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to finish it.
Hey, shout out to y'all. Hey, shout out to y'all. Like, when you listening to us at your shift, that means something to us. That means something to me. That's respect.
That's love right there. You know what I mean? You got the steel toes on.
You could be listening to anything bullshitting when you're supposed to be working, but you listening to us, and I appreciate that. That makes me happy.
I hope we made a couple hours of this grueling capitalism a little bit better for you.
I hope we were able for you to get away from your reality.
I hope we were able to improve the working conditions. You know what I mean? Like, I hope we can do our part. That's what we want to do. You know what I mean? Shout out to my truck drivers, you know, going down 90. I see y'all in the fast lane sometimes. I see y'all though, but y'all.
Shout out to all the homies that working at the airport. And I ain't talking about the stewardesses, the flight attendants. No, I'm talking about y'all be loading the plane, unloading the plane, fueling the plane.
He talking about the offensive lineman of the airport. You know what I mean? Unsung heroes.
I know what that struggle. I know what that struggle's like. Shout out to y'all. I mess with y'all the long way for real.
Slipping them AirPods in with the soundproof headphones that y'all with the little lights on them. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man with the lights on the strip, because real talk, you the last line of defense. Like, you know, everybody else can mess up. You can't. Like,
you be bringing the plane in, making sure everything's
man, like, look, man, that's supposed to be the one can't be wrong. Make sure they pay you like that too. You know what I mean? Because like, you the last line. Everybody else can be bad at their job. Let me tell you, you can't.
Let me tell you something. They ain't paying him.
I know. That's messed up. It's messed up.
They's not paying him, dog.
That man don't do his. Look, the air traffic controller can mess up, tell him the wrong landing strip. But if they don't see if that pilot don't see no lights going like this, you know what I mean? Ain't no accident because nobody landed. You know what I mean? Like, that is the safety valve of the airport. You know, we got the offensive line, the safety valve. You know, the people who work in the cockpit, those are, you know, the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the skill players. They got health insurance and everything else out there. Shout out to my running backs out there loading luggage. You know, people only want to talk about you when you lose something. You know what I mean? They don't ever want to talk about the fact that you got their luggage through 4 connected flights in 3 different states. Like, nobody ever want to give you your credit, you know? 2 different airlines on those connected flights too. You have me shift this from Frontier to Spirit, dog. Like, nah. Like,
Hey, shout out to the people who load the luggage, who take a couple extra seconds. Take a couple extra seconds, make sure everything all right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Who else we need to shout out, man? Who else be working?
Shout out to all my people be taking secret breaks. Those my people, man. Like, you know,
those my favorite.
You're walking around the store to see somebody chilling in the display. You like, what you doing here? Taking a break. Yes, on the clock.
Taking a break.
Shout out to my people on break. You know.
Hey, shout out everybody who, when they got 15 minutes, they take every single one of them 15 minutes.
Shout out to all my homies who every time they use the bathroom, it take about 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, every time. I don't care what I gotta do. Gotta squeeze the clock out. Gotta manipulate the clock. It's not time fraud. That's a fake crime. All right. You still
100% there? 100% a fake crime. 100% a fake crime.
You still there? Shout out to all my office homies. You know, we ain't forget about you. You know, shout out to all my office homies kicking into the Slack, you know, working out the laptop. Maybe you working at home. Maybe you're not. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all sneaking the emails in, finding ways to argue about the sports takes, even though low key it's not allowed at the workplace, but you find a way to make sure you get it in, right? You know?
Hey, shout out to everybody who be working at home. playing Spider-Man 2 when you know you're supposed to be working. Shout out to y'all, man.
That was me last night.
Shout out to y'all, man. Listen,
Hey,
I get it.
Shout out to anybody that has to label their lunch because they got to put it in the group fridge. Shout out to my people, man.
Hey, labeling your lunch is crazy.
I used to have to do it. I used to have to share a entire fridge with a cast of people. I was doing this show once, had to share a fridge with 40 people. Let me tell you, I almost fought a man over what they felt like I should have in my fridge. Like I'll remember, I was like, I ain't never been so mad. Like, I'm not a violent guy. I'm not an angry dude. I remember thinking like, yo, this is the first time in my life that I would feel okay if I choked this man out. Like, that's what sharing dang, I was ready. I was in Chillicothe, Ohio, ready to fight. Like,
you was about to be in jail for a minute.
Yeah, I was about to go. I weighed all the circumstances. Like, I was like, I don't care what happens. This cannot happen no more. Got me sharing a fridge out here with 30 different people, and I can't make my chicken when I want to make my chicken because you think it should be in the freezer, and you move to the freezer. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Curtis, man. Curtis almost died. That summer, dog. Like,
how you gonna shout him out?
Dang, because he ain't dead. Like, that's how I'm shout him out.
You said shout out to Curtis because he almost died. That's nuts.
No, he almost. I almost would have been sued by Curtis. Like,
oh man, that's nuts.
Oh man. Let me tell you, share the fridge would do it to you, man. Share the fridge would do it to you. Don't nothing make you. I feel like 13% of divorces are because you got to share a fridge.
13? That's a high percentage.
How many times? Look. Tell me it won't set you off. You come back. You've been waiting for some leftovers. You're like, yeah, I got this. You know, a little vegan thing. You know, we got it from the one place. I'm ready to eat it. And your queen sitting on the couch eating your food. You've been waiting on it all day. It's been all you've been thinking about since you've been logging in and out of Slack. And you thought there was an understanding that your queen wasn't going to do that to you. And you just see her in there. Boy, the anger will be so crazy.
I'm going to be real with you. In my house, I'm the one doing that to her. I'm the one doing
See, this is why they call you an op in the comment section. Like,
hey, she do be mad. Mad.
Look, don't nothing make you. My sister did that once to me, and like when I was a child, I still hold that against her. Like, I still be mad. I'm like, it was my birthday cheesecake. Nah, nothing make you madder than that, man.
See, I wouldn't do nothing like that. No birthday stuff.
Nah.
Hey, real quick, since we on the cut. Hey, if you a subscriber, you be in the comments. I got a question for y'all. Hey, put it in the comments. Tell us your stories. What is your one pet peeve that you would absolutely like? It just sets you off every single time. It don't matter who do it. What's your one pet peeve that you just absolutely drives you insane when people do it to you? Please tell us, because I promise you, we see everything in the comments and we be laughing. So please tell us.
Yep. And on that note, y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. It's been another episode of QnCOLB. Peace.